In a faraway land, there lived three brothers, Lucas, Jeff, and Tom. They found themselves ensnared in a pact far darker than they had anticipated. They were born into poverty and strife. They had grown weary of their endless struggle. Desperate for wealth and influence, they turned to the only path they believed would offer salvation. Ritualistic practices whispered about in hushed tones among themselves. The process and stages have been difficult and gruesome for them, each step a little harder than the previous. They had sacrificed animals, offered prayers, and abstained from worldly pleasures for months. Now all that stood between them and their promised fortune was the final act. A virgin girl no older than 10. It was Tim who first suggested Jane, the youngest daughter of their neighbor. She was 8 years old, her innocent laughter often echoing through the village. The brothers didn't buy the idea, but they knew no other child lived nearby, and time was running out. The chief priest who orchestrated the ritual had warned them, "Fail to complete this process and you will face consequences more horrific than you could imagine." This is what the chief priest told them. The brothers deliberated late into the night, their conscience battling their ambition. "We've come too far to stop now," Tim argued, his voice trembling with guilt and determination. "If we back out, we lose everything, maybe even our lives." "But it's Jane," Jeff whispered, his eyes filled with regret. "She's just a child." Lucas, the eldest and most resolute, silenced them. "We made a choice. We finish this or we face something worse. This is the price of the power we have longed for. Think of the kind of money we would have and the kind of authority we would yield with that money. We won't be the broke guys that people know us to be. Girls will be all over us like flies, and we will do whatever we wanted, whenever and however, because with money comes power." On hearing this, Tim and Jeff had to agree because they had gone too far to turn back. One evening, it was getting a little dark outside. Lucas lured little Jane away with promises of sweets and stories. Her trusting eyes and wide smile made the task almost unbearable, but he pressed on, shutting off his emotions. When he got to their hideout, Tim and Jeff came out and grabbed little Jane, tying her up so she could not scream nor run away. In the dim glow of their hideout, the ritual commenced. They followed the chief priest's instructions meticulously, their hands trembling as they completed the process. One by one, the three brothers climbed little Jane and did the unthinkable to her, and when it was over, silence fell, broken only by the sound of their heavy breathing. Little Jane laid lifeless, her innocent spirit extinguished by their greed. She could not make a sound. She just looked at them with sad eyes, looking weak on the cold floor of their hideout. The brothers buried her body alive hastily, each step weighed down by a guilt that would haunt them forever. The following morning, the brothers woke to find the community eerily still. The village seemed quiet, different, as though it mourned an unspeakable loss. Rumors of little Jane's disappearance spread quickly, but no one suspected the three brothers, who carried on as though nothing had happened. Their wealth came swiftly, just as the chief priest had promised. The three brothers built mansions, adorned themselves in gold, and became figures of awe in the community. "Finally, they have achieved their dreams," they said to one another with a big smile on their faces. But the riches brought no joy. Each night, Jane's laughter echoed in their dreams, morphing into anguished cries. Soon, strange occurrences began. Tim woke up one night to find his hand stained with blood that couldn't wash off. He got so frustrated and called his brothers only to find out that Jeff had been hearing Jane's voice whispering his name wherever he went. And as for Lucas, he saw her shadow in every corner. The three brothers got frustrated and sought out help from the chief priest. And when confronted, he revealed the truth. The ritual was incomplete. You were warned, he said coldly. The blood of an innocent can't be spilled without consequences. Her spirit seeks vengeance. This information shocked the three brothers because they thought they would at least enjoy the wealth for many years before any punishment comes. They were determined to face the circumstances, if only it would take many years before it happens. That's how the three brothers' lives were cut short. Jane's vengeance was swift and unrelenting. Tim was the first to fall. He was found lifeless in his mansion, his eyes wide with terror. Jeff tried to flee the community but found himself trapped as though an invisible force bound him to the land of his crime. He was later found floating in the community stream. Lucas the eldest roamed the community as a madman. People pitied him but could not do anything to help him. One fateful day, Mad Lucas saw little Jane's mother, and he chased her. As he was running, he suddenly fell to the ground and started confessing all his crimes. The people nearby were shocked to hear all he was saying. But the most shocked was little Jane's mom. She gave out a loud cry, hearing what they did to her daughter. She felt like she was mourning her daughter again. The pain she might have felt, all the torture they would have put her through. With anger, Jane's mom wanted to hit Mad Lucas with a stick she saw lying around the corner, but people held her back. Mad Lucas mentioned the place they kept the body of little Jane, and that's how he also died. Days later, a proper burial was held for Jane, and at the end, the three brothers' wealth vanished, and their family name became a cautionary tale for generations to come. In the community, little Jane's story was immortalized in song and legend, a reminder that the innocent are never truly powerless, and that some prices are too steep to pay. Hope you enjoyed this story. Do you think the three brothers got the punishment that they deserved? See you in my next story, and don't forget to like and subscribe.